Raleigh and his wife were stunned when what he thought were private papers for McInnis were suddenly at the center of a plagiarism scandal, and Scott McInnis was blaming him.
Didn't run them through a check to see if they, I mean, from our expert, Raleigh, he's an expert in law, 3-4 decades. So I took what he'd said at face value.
Raleigh, is Scott McInnis lying to us? Straight up.
Straight up.
That's the question. Everybody wants to know that. Raleigh, is Scott McInnis lying to us?
You make it very difficult, don't you?
Just a simple question?
Oh, yeah, it's a simple question. Yes, longtime friend who has gotten himself into this kind of a box. You know, he's smarter than that. He's ever smarter than that.
Now, yesterday, Raleigh Fisher's hurt and disappointment turned to anger when the McInnis campaign sent him this pre-written letter of apology to be signed by Fisher so he'd take the fall. Now, it states in part, "The mistake is solely my own, and I recognize that my work fell short." Now, Raleigh Fisher has no intention of signing this letter, Mike, and he says it's simply wrong of McInnis to try to shirk his responsibility and pin all this on a guy who was his friend, he says, and who he had no idea was going to publish this stuff or was supposed to be published.
So he feels anger and betrayal. You've said that, and you could certainly see that in the interview you did with him today. What's he saying about the election? Does he think McInnis should stay in?
Well, he's still believes Scott McInnis is his friend. He's been his supporter for years, and he's saying the fact is that he ought to stay in and voters ought to decide.
Voters should decide. John, amazing interview. Thanks very much. Scott McInnis has another problem with the plagiarism controversy. The Call 7 investigators confirmed that the Colorado Ethics Watch had filed a complaint earlier today with the agency that investigates wrongdoing by attorneys. Ethics Watch Director Luis Toro says it's important that the allegations are investigated.
There's a specific rule, 8.4, in the Colorado Rules of Professional Conduct that talks about that a lawyer engages in misconduct if they are involved in dishonest behavior, whether or not it's in an attorney-client situation.
The legal experts say that even if it is found that McInnis somehow broke the rules, it's not something he would lose his law license over. We likely won't learn the results of the investigation until after the primary election next month. A McInnis spokesman dismissed the complaint, saying that Colorado Ethics Watch has a history of advocating Democrats. Now, if you have something you'd like for John or any of the Call 7 investigators to check out, give them a call at 303-832-7777 or email them by logging on to thedenverchannel.com and clicking on News Tips.